this is the Broodstock, and you said you were telling me about how fast they grew. You weighed them at what point?
Yeah, so we weighed these fish actually before we ever treated them or induced them to spawn. And back in early January, we had, between January and late February, we had some fish put on almost half a pound. So they're growing pretty quick. They're happy, healthy, fat, and laying some good eggs for us.
Look at them. They're not as spooky.
Nope.
They're getting used to the tank, I guess.
Yeah, they're calming down a little bit. They're figuring it out. This tank here and the tank behind us, we just had a spawn last week. They spawned their eggs on Friday night. We collected them Saturday morning, and they hatched out Sunday morning. And we'll get there in a second. But they did that 4 consecutive days after that. So we had spawns Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, and Monday night with all viable eggs. And from there, we took those eggs and we put them in our incubators, and they're at different stages up in our rearing system.
Cool.
So once we harvest those eggs, we bring them into these incubators here. We don't have any eggs in them right now because they've all hatched and been relocated to their grow-out tanks. But when we bring them in here, we stock these tanks at about 1,000 eggs per liter of water. And these tanks can hold 70 liters of water, so we usually put about 70,000 eggs in these tanks.
Okay, 70,000 eggs.
So when we bring them in, they're eggs, they're fertilized, and we roll them, they have some aeration, they stay suspended, they don't get stuck to anything, and about 36 to 48 hours after we stock them, well, after we stock them here, it's about 24 hours, so we'll come in the next day and we'll have fish that are all hatched out, swimming around the real discs. There's a lot of fish in there, and we take them from 1,000 fish per liter, and when we stock them out over in our tanks, we stock them between 15 to 20 fish per liter. So we really have to cut the densities down.
Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, we talked about that in the redfish video as well. So we've got a little bit of that to fall back on. You can check out that redfish video. Yeah, the last time we were in here, all these tanks were empty.
Yeah,
now we have fish.
So in these tanks, I don't know if you can see them very well, but we have somewhere between 15 to 17,000 fish per tank. And these guys.
This other tank was a little bit clear. Yeah, go ahead.
We have about 15 to 17,000 fish per tank, and they're about 5 days post-hatch. At about 2 days post-hatch is when we have to start feeding them. Up to 2 days, they're yolk sac larvae, so they basically have an oil globule that has all their nutrients. And they live on it, they absorb that, they form a mouth part, and then they need a feed. So we feed them rotifers. So that's what we have all in here. We have a nice soup of larval fish, rotifers, which are microscopic, and you can't see them, and we put a microalgae in here too to green the water up. It provides nutrition for the rotifers, for the fish to eat, as well as it provides some color to the water, because the fish seem to spook really easily when there's no color. They try to find the shelter, and they hang out on the sides of the tank wall, which if they're all bunched up on the sides of the tank wall, they're not in the water column eating all the food we give them. So you see a big reduced survival when you don't have a green water culture.
All right, so we have nice green water, and we've got a bunch of little fish in there. You can see them in there. You see it in there. Those are baby pompano. And you say again how many are in this tank?
About 15 to 17,000. And in total right now in our system, we had about 330,000 eggs hatch out. And so far through day 5, we're not quantifying them daily, but based on visual cues, we haven't had a lot of mortality. So I'd say at this point, somewhere around 90 to 95% survival from this point. So we probably still have about 300,000 fish in the system.
300,000.
This week. And leading up to that, we gave them a 7-month rest period. So we gave them a photothermal cycle where we gave them a fake year essentially in a 7-month period. Okay. So during that period, they were resting, they were getting fed really heavily, and they got really fat and really happy. And then at that point, we were able to spawn them. They had ripe gonads and sperm. They're at a spawnable point. So we gave them a hormone injection, which induced them to spawn. And now we give them, they spawn for a 4-day period. Now we give them an 8-week rest period. So from now, and 8 weeks from now, we actually can induce them to spawn again. And we can do that 4 times, giving them an 8-week rest interval. So over the course of the spring, those fish will spawn 4 times. So we'll have 4 complete runs of pompano from those 2 tanks of broodstock.
And ideally, we could have up to 300,000 each time.
We won't get a full 100% survival. There will be some mortalities and due to cannibalism and just runts and, you know, it's genetics. They'll die off. But we're shooting a good survival for our first run of pompano in the facility, a 40 to 50% survival from fertilization. For us we'd be pretty excited about that. So we're really hoping for about 150,000 plus fish that we'll be able to release. And we'll release them, we're guessing probably between 1 to 2 inches.
1 to 2 inches. Okay.
And once we do release them, we'll be releasing, we have to have a boat access, we pull them with a trailer. So we'll probably be releasing them either at the Fort Morgan boat launch or the Boggy Point boat launch. Right at the Perdido.
Will you split it, or will you just go ahead and dump them?
Well, depending on the numbers of fish, but yeah, that's what we do with our drum. We typically try to spread our releases out. We won't just hit one area.
Okay.
So, but those are the only 2 areas that are really suitable because, you know, those fish are going to want to get out on the front beach. So we don't have a boat launch on the front beach. So that's why those 2 work. It gives them access to get out to the beaches.
Okay. All right, cool.